Can I just give a brief aside here really quickly before we begin? I'm just curious how many people are just, browsing through expectation versus reality, enjoying the post, but then they say, whoa, hold up. How many kids will I have, quiz? Oh, I better stop and take that because I've been wondering this all my life and this might provide all the answers. And you know what? It does fit with expectation versus reality. You might expect you're going to have one amount of kids, and then this survey is going to tell you you're going to have like 25. And you'll be like, damn, that's a lot. And if you're a man giving birth to 25 children, that's going to be real rough on you. Let me just put that out there. Unless you're a seahorse, of course. Also, you have to download the browser extension in order to take the quiz. So just keep that in mind. We'll start off with This Just Breaks My Heart, getting back on the expectation versus reality train. Overtopped fries, topped with extra goodness. It doesn't look like there's very much there either. It just looks like a slightly smaller dish, perhaps. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Oh, the dish actually is branded, so it comes with the dish. And no. That doesn't look like nearly as many fries as promised right there. I guess maybe the distribution is just pushed a little bit so it looks bigger in the image. Also, it's not that much of the topping, and I like that. That's double cheese, not single cheese. It's like one ketchup packet worth of cheese. Can I go on a little rant about ketchup packets? That you never need just one. Why are they that size when you know you never need just one? You need at the very least like 3 or 4. So why not make it that size? Why make it so you always have to rip open 50 of them and throw out all that plastic? You could actually save materials on that too. I always get so depressed when I get ketchup packets served with a burger instead, and I forget to just have ketchup at home. It's the worst. Found on Yelp. I know you have to make your product look good for advertising, but at what point is it just a straight up lie? Well, it is not a straight up lie because we don't want to have any issues with slander or defamation here. It might very well be just slightly different looking than the promotional photo. Yes, I do agree it does not look as juicy and tender as what is displayed there, but also, have you never had fast food in your entire life before? Have you been exclusively at super gourmet 3-star Michelin restaurants your entire life where, any promotional photos they might have on their website actually are very close to what you're served in the restaurant? In fact, it sometimes looks even better in person. And then you go to a fast food place and you're like, I can't believe this. I've been misled. How does anyone tolerate this? Well, a life lesson is that that tends to be the case. Comes to fast food. Looks like your bun got a little squished. If the bun was a little bit less squished, I think the effect might be a little bit better, but you're expecting that much bacon on your fast food burger? That much bacon? That's a lot of bacon. That's like more bacon than you even get in a gourmet place. It's a pretty high expectation right there. It's never gonna happen. 2-ingredient homemade pasta. How could that possibly go wrong? Yeah, I don't even cook, but even I think I could make pasta work. I'm a little confused with what type of pasta. Are these kind of flat noodles, and that's it? But what was the other? Was it dough and something else, or was the dough itself 2 ingredients and then that happened? I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence in my cooking, but I think I have enough confidence to think maybe I'd be able to cook pasta. But that's gone very wrong. That looks like eggs, which I guess it could be egg noodles. That's what at least you tried. You know what? I respect that. Magic Shell's newest flavor, cat crap. Ugh. Yeah, I think it's the lighting too. Because what must have happened, that was probably in freezes in seconds. Yeah, you probably stuck that in the freezer. And then just the lighting, it just looks like the lighting that you get when you would take a picture of cat poop. Just really dark out. You take the flash out on your phone. I don't know why I'm going into the details of how you take a picture of real cat poop, but this seems like the lighting you would have for actually taking a photo of poop, and that doesn't help. I bet you if this was nice and liquidy and it was nice lighting, it would probably look just fine. This is not that. Russian sea monkey. Masha and the Bear. Put egg into container with water so that egg is fully covered. After 12 to 24 hours, shell will crack and Masha will appear. After Masha comes out, you can put her in big container and see her grow. Why is it Masha the Bear? Because if it's supposed to look like a human bear hybrid, then maybe that's what they're going for. It just that and that are not quite the same thing. Looks like you've got a very, very serious case of mumps or something like that. It's just your cheeks of human chipmunk hybrid. We should probably get that checked out. The window in my hotel room. So get the goddamn Nerds Rope packaging strikes in a hotel. Freaking packages that have that just show they imply that there's more than there actually is. And then in reality, you just get that one little tiny little bit. God damn it. You know what? You can tell by the off-white color of the walls, though. You walk into a room with off-white on the walls, you can't expect too much. And also the floral pattern, off-white mixed with the floral pattern. You gotta sink it all down there. All right? It's you might have had hopes. You might have been on a nice vacation. You see that, you're like, oh no, this has not gone well. It's all over. I made a Princess Poppy cake for my daughter. They used fondant. I only used icing. Well, yeah. I mean, it just looks like a lot of separate cupcakes or cookies or whatever that is, which that'll happen when you don't have a solid material to kind of paint over. So, yeah, it is what it is. It sounds like you knew what you were getting into going into it, though. So, that's whatever. Also, they use cupcakes, it looks like, and these seem to be cookies, but I can't really tell from the perspective. It seems like pretty on the baking sheet or whatever that's on. No, well, maybe you varied it up with some cookies. I'd take it. I'd still eat it, personally. I don't care what it looks like. Also, what is that? You have a fidget spinner on your nose? Is that what's going on there? I'm a little bit confused. Is that your mouth, or is that your nose, or is that a fidget spinner? I don't know what's going on. Bento Box I bought in Tokyo. It looks good. It looks like I would eat it. Yes. I see no problems with this. Unless you expected that bucket was going to be just filled to the brim with food, which is kind of not really how bento boxes are. So, I don't know. My expectation was not, you were going to, that's a lot of food. If you were expecting that thing to just be completely filled from top to bottom, or maybe you were thinking it was going to be filled from top to bottom with rice, which still, damn load of rice, dude. I don't know how you're going to finish that. My stomach is a bottomless pit. And I mean, that seems like a lot of food if it were completely full. So I'm all for that. Prevent me from stuffing my face that far, because I will do it. So, I don't know. Looks good to me. Hey, that's the top comment. Looks good to me. So we're on the same page. Oh, you're taking a business trip to California. You're so lucky. Well, I mean, if you're on a business trip to California, not everyone is Disneyland. You could be in another place. You could be in LA, which is still about 50 minutes away. Out of curiosity, if you lived, I don't know, somewhere else in the United States, if you talk to someone about, oh, you're taking a trip to California, is the expectation Disneyland? This is kind of a foreign thing to me just because I live so near Disneyland that it's not as big of a deal. Granted, we locals still very much enjoy it. It's just you don't just expect everyone here is going to Disneyland every day. So I don't know if that's kind of the mentality if you live somewhere else. Oh, you're coming to California? Are you going to Disneyland? Is that what you're doing? Gameplay. Trailer footage. Actual game. Yeah, that's why they do the whole disclaimers on those that say pre-rendered cutscene, not actual in-engine footage. Or, if they want to show that it's engine footage, they'll say actual in-engine. Although I will say, I'd be very, very, very thoroughly impressed if a game that only had the budget to do that was able to scrap together the funds to put together that trailer. It'd be VC at its finest. All spent on marketing and none on the product itself. Full glass milkshake into a to-go cup. It's like the Martini Glass effect. Really? Was that you didn't drink any of it? And that all fit into there? Some optical illusion kind of crap going on. Or maybe the bottom cuts out. Maybe the bottom cuts out there or something. But no, you have stuff going all the way down. You must have had a little sip of it beforehand. That doesn't add up. That doesn't add up at all. Do we have a perspective issue where this is, no, we don't? Is it that much wire? No. I mean, I see some Martini Glass effect being a possibility, but that's extreme. I think you've had a sip or two there. It's not really deceiving. It, like, whatever volume is the volume. It's just kind of, you don't realize. Yeah, if you pour a martini into a normal glass, you're like, wow, that's actually not very much at all. If you were under the drinking age in your country, you should never have poured a martini into another container. Korean mango snow ice. That looks like I want it now. Oh god, dude, there are few things in this world better than good mango, good watermelon. When you get it, when you got it good there, oh, you got it so good. And I bet you they only use the finest mangoes for that. And then they got that little mango kind of frosting drizzle, and then the whipped cream or ice cream, and freaking, oh my god. Oh, my mouth is watering. I want it so badly. Sorry, I'm actually getting a little drool coming down the side of my mouth. My sister ordered a dress online. If you want to make it look like you have extremely long legs and zero torso, then get this dress. It'll really, you know, long legs are sometimes seen as an appealing attribute in people, and a slightly smaller torso, and this accomplishes that to an extreme. A very, very extreme. Also, I'm sure if you are just like slightly lower with the camera, you're probably, it doesn't even cover everything. There's just underwear at the bottom of the dress. That's just completely misleading. I hope you were able to return that, because how is that? How does that come from that? You just don't have torso. It just doesn't exist there. All right, cat bed. Seems about right. I see no problem with this. I guess that's kind of how cats default to when they experience this bed. They drape their head over the side and they're perfectly happy with it. Perfectly happy with it. That pun has never been used for cats ever before. I'm the first. Doesn't seem like super comfortable. Maybe it's super padded edge. I don't know. Whatever. Cats love it. You'll never find out why. Sister tried out some new photography. Well, I suppose that is the difference between having a professional photographer with a high-end camera and lens and studio lighting and a studio. And no, like there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things that can be identified here. The angle here, too high. You're too far away. You need a more telephoto lens. The pose is all off. Your lighting needs to be very different. You need to go black and white. A lot of stuff needed to be changed there. I feel like you could identify that though by looking at the original photo. Sure, on take two, it'll be much closer. Bought some Floam. What is Floam? I don't. Oh, was that stuff that was in infomercials like 20 years ago on TV? It was like kind of what Instagram slime accounts use today. It's got like a bunch of styrofoam bubbles inside of like a slime thing, so you can mold it into a bunch. I don't know if that's what it is though. That's what comes to mind. But for only $5, just wow, she cried. I posted to Reddit for reasons. Yes, it is that. It is the thing where it's the beads in the gel thing. What a dick move. Just have a completely hollow in the center instead of filling up the thing with the bead. That's such a dick move, dude. Like, I understand you gotta probably keep it vacuum sealed to prevent it from drying out, so you can't just have them freely sitting in there. But really, that's misleading. That's genuinely misleading. I'm sure that your daughter crying is not a sight you enjoy seeing, but at least it's just Floam. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. Okay, Mickey Mouse balloon. How does it go lopsided? How does it must be like non-uniformly manufactured such that like this is more resistant than that side, and that side fills up first? And that just, how does that even happen? Because that looks pretty darn filled right there. Like it's gonna pop if you go too much further, but then nope, no ears. It's goddamn knockoff Mickey Mouse balloons. This is why you get them at Disney direct. You know, Disney quality control would never let this happen. I don't say that because I'm on the Disney payroll or anything like that. I'm not under Disney anymore with my YouTube network, but you got to give Disney credit where credit is due. Like, you look at Disneyland, that is a well-oiled machine, and you would never see a balloon like that there. It's just, you gotta put some respect on how they operate their like merchandise and Disneyland and all that stuff. It's pretty. You will never see trash on the ground at Disneyland. It's pretty incredible. It is probably the most well-run amusement park you can go to. Bought tickets to see Creed in concert. Saw Creed in concert. I see nothing wrong with this. Took me a moment. But you didn't have this expectation. Your idea was not, you weren't seeing this Creed. You bought tickets to see this Creed. You made a joke. You made a joke because you know Reddit likes The Office. And Creed actually might be my favorite character on The Office. Best compilations to watch on YouTube. Such a good character. It's also his name. It's Creed. It's Creed in The Office, and he's also Creed. If you haven't seen The Office, that's where it's from, in case you're confused with what this is. I find this accurate. Discovery Channel, what it tries to sell. Science, what it really shows. People in the jungle. Animal Planet, wild animals. Cats. I feel like for everything, it could just be reality. It could be reality TV. I think reality TV, but maybe not. National Geographic. Weird people. History Channel. History. Aliens and pawn shops. It is funny with History Channel how I don't think it is much about like history documentaries anymore, but they have like the dramas and series and stuff now that are, I guess, based on historical events. And then they have aliens and pawn shops. Whatever works. If it's getting the viewership, it's why they're doing it. I understand, right? You know, it's a YouTuber. If it's getting the viewership, you're like, all right, I might as well stick with it. Expectation, CaptainSparklez, video game videos, reality, Reddit videos. There you go. There you have it. All right, well, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you like. Check the playlist in the description. If you want to catch up on any more of these types of videos, subscribe if you're not already. And if you want to listen to music playing in the background right now, link is in the outro over on Marin Music. I'll see you next time.